Hey guys, welcome back to another great episode. I've got my good friend Chris Craddock, who is a licensed real estate agent, investor, and owns 13 different businesses. We're going to answer the question today, do you need a real estate license to wholesale? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. We've got a very unique special episode today. I've got Chris Craddock with me, the #1 real estate investor agent. He has partnered with eXp and he is helping us to get our real estate licenses so we can keep our wholesaling businesses extremely profitable. We got multiple points we're going to talk to you about today. Some obvious, some not very obvious. Let's go. Chris, how are you today, my friend?
I am doing great here at Lake House on vacation and get to hang out with one of my favorite people in the world. Excited.
I feel like you're always on vacation now. I'm just starting to see a trend. Like, when do you actually work? I think we should start scheduling this when you're working. Or maybe I can't get you when you're working, actually. Maybe I can only get you when you're on vacation.
Well, I'll tell you, I think, freedom, that's the whole reason we got into this business, right? Just have the freedom to go really cool places and do really cool things. So yeah, man, it's great. It is great.
Freedom can mean a lot of different things for a lot of people. For me, freedom ultimately was I wanted to stop being told what to do every day when I was in the military, stop having to shave every single day, have a haircut once a week, and being shackled to post from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Freedom for me was to, get out of all that and, be with my children during breakfast and pick them up from school and see my wife every night. What is freedom for you? I know this is a video about do we need a real estate license to wholesale, but ultimately we're all looking for freedom.
Freedom to me is I always make the comment, it's really building wealth, and wealth is when your money works harder than you work. And so it's, before, if I went on vacation, my income went on vacation. If I got sick, my income got sick. Getting into the world of real estate, whether it's wholesaling, fix and flipping, or doing like working as a real estate agent, which I do all three, getting into that world has given me the ability to make money, but then learn how to scale a business to give me freedom. And so I think that's what everybody's looking to do, is to make a little bit more money and then use that money to buy some time and freedom.
Well, let's get to that question that we're answering here today is, do we need a real estate license to wholesale real estate? I know that was a question that you and I have been talking about for months now. I'm going to go ahead and let you take the first shot at it.
Well, there's a number of states that are requiring it now. So Illinois, Oklahoma have, Nebraska's in the process of making sure that happens. They've already passed the laws. South Carolina is passing the laws. Michigan, they say if you wholesale more than 5 properties, they're not enforcing it right now, but it's coming. It's coming. I mean, heck, you even talked about California. Is it 7 deals in California? What was the amount? Like if you do over 7 properties, no matter what, whether it's wholesale or regular deals, you have to have a license in California. And so the reality is you don't have to in other states yet. But this is what's coming. Utah and Ohio are likely to pass the laws here in the next year or two. And more states are talking about it. NAR, the National Association of Realtors, has their sights on wholesalers, people that are selling contracts, to try to get that language moved over, that you're not selling your contract, but instead of selling that contract, that you are doing licensed real estate activity, which means if you do that without a real estate license, it's a criminal offense and you could get into serious trouble, even go to jail. And all I'm saying is, I don't want to be the poster child for that. I don't think anybody wants to be that poster child. So do you need a real estate license? Not in all states, but this is what's coming. And there's a lot of other reasons why a real estate license is good. I will say this one last thing, and I know, Brent, you have something to say here, but a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want the disclosures. I don't want all the other things that come along with being a real estate agent, because I know there's other rules and regulations. There are a few, but the reality is you just have to put one sentence in your contracts just saying, I'm a licensed real estate agent and I'm not doing this property to represent you. I'm buying it for profit. So something along those lines. And we can give you all of that. And that's pretty much all you have to do, is just disclose, and then you're fine to do all the investment work that you want And you have other tools at your disposal, like listing properties, making money. If you list a $300,000 property, you make 10 grand. How many people want retail that you've talked to that have a property around 300,000 where you can make 10 grand here, 10 grand there? You know, you do 10 of those in a year, you make six figures. I mean, literally, it's crazy how much money we're throwing away because we think we've only got one way to make money on a property.
Hey guys, quick pause. I hope you're getting tremendous value from this. Smash that like button and let's keep breaking down these points. All right, so to rephrase, you don't need a license in all states, but we're looking at about 5 states. California and Chicago, Illinois was the biggest one. And I love the fact that you said, you know, like, I don't love this actually, but it's really scary that the National Association of Realtors can come at us for wholesaling a contract, assigning a contract, and trying to charge us for acting as a licensed real estate agent without a real estate license. So what is the solution to all this? You know, what are you recommending, Chris? I know what you told me to do and I've done it. What is the solution?
Everybody in all 50 states can go to the CE shop, C Charlie Echo shop, ceshop.com, and literally get licensed to become a real estate agent. And with that, what that does for you is you're able to still do all the other stuff that you're doing. You do have to disclose once you become a real estate agent. You just have to let people know that you're an agent, but you can still flip, you can still wholesale, you can still do all the other things. But here's the thing. 1, the law doesn't get you anymore for selling real estate without a license. Number 2, it allows you to have more tools in your tool belt. So if you need to list a property, if you need to, like if somebody says, hey, I want to sell my $300,000 property, but you say, okay, we can do it. I mean, there's more to it that we'll teach you because when you come over and join Brent and I and our network with EXP, I personally will coach you in how we are doing this with wholesalers. I mean, our wholesaling company, it's just crazy. One of the people that we partner with, we're sending them $81,000 in the next month in just referral fees. So I'll teach you that. I do a group coaching sessions every week for everybody in our network. And so you'll get all of that access plus access to both Brent and myself. But with that said, you'll be able to take those deals where somebody says, I want 300,000 for this house and you know, it's worth 300,000. You list it on the market, you make 10 grand, you do 10 of those a year, you've made 6 figures, right? So you do that, plus you make your wholesaling money and go buy your Lamborghini. Go buy, you know, I don't know. I'm not the Lamborghini guy, but you know, I know that's why a lot of people get in so that they can make the money and be able to do whatever they want, right? But that's the whole thing. You make another 100 grand from people that say, hey, I want to sell for retail. Then you get the ones where people want to sell way under market, make your big stretch there, but you get your 6-figure income from just listing the properties that people say, hey, I want retail.
When I saw this as a door closing, I was freaking out about this a couple months ago and I was super nervous, like, oh my God, I gotta go get a real estate license. I already had a real estate license and I was terrible at it. I failed at it in 2007. Well, I'm now seeing this as a blessing because it's actually giving me multiple more streams of income and opportunity. One, we're keeping a lot of that real estate commission money that we're paying to listing agents now in our own pockets. I mean, to the tune of big dollars. And then you actually had taught me how to do that before we even got our real estate license. Now it's completely in-house and we can control it. Number 2 is those leads you talked about. You know, we are pumping tens of thousands of dollars a month in radio and TV and mail. And well, we stopped text blasting actually. I was about to say that. But our biggest expense is mail and TV and radio. And out of the 20 or so leads we'll get, only one of those we're able to buy at a massive discount because we're in an absolute hot market right now. Sellers can almost just throw their property in the air and the wind takes it and gets it sold. So why would they sell to a person like me that needs to buy at a discount? Like, it has to be an extreme motivation or situation or rent back for a year with no rent or something very creative and convenient, or we're having to move them across the country, all these things, to where they would just go, those 19 out of those other 20 leads, we are now able to monetize those as well, where we weren't able to in the past. So there's multiple ways to do that. And then, I mean, EXP, they're extremely investor friendly. My first real estate brokerage was not. And they offer so many benefits like health insurance to where, like, you know, someone's spouse no longer has to be tied to those golden handcuffs like you talked about on another call, to where they have health insurance. You know, EXP helps offer that and facilitates that. Another thing, we have a office building that has been sitting vacant for quite some time, EXP provides office through the, the Regis? Is that what it is?
Regis. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These are some of the nicest office spaces. I mean, they have coffee and professional conference rooms and places where you can go and talk to adults. If you're tired of working out of your bedroom, like I see a lot of professionals doing right now, COVID changed the world, and these Regises are giving people a place to have, professional meeting spaces. And what is the most cool about this is we're building a team of people that we train them. We have a vested interest to get our agents on our team deals because we make a small percentage by training them and getting them to do it. And that money's able to be given to us by all the things that EXP's done by not even having brick and mortar buildings and all these additional expenses, and not even to mention the cutting edge technology. So many things. As you can tell, I'm really excited about this. I'll give you a chance to take the ball for a minute, Chris, because I feel like I just spoke too long.
I mean, I don't have much more to add than that. I mean, obviously, my whole thing is, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So more important than any coaching, more important than any other thing that you can do is being able to get into business with people that are at that next level. Listen, I do between 65 and, at this point, it's like 80 deals every month. And I'm still every single week, I'm working to get in front of people and to be in relationship with people that are doing a whole heck of a lot more deals than I'm doing. Because I think that's the only way to grow, is to be able to be in relationship with people that are where you're looking to be. And so that to me is what is the most exciting piece about this. Brent, you and I get to be business partners. Anybody that wants to partner with us in this EXP network, we get to be business partners, and we get to help each other all grow and just do better. And how do we make more money together and build freedom and kind of the life that we're looking for with generational and legacy wealth?
That's truly winning and truly financial freedom. I don't see this as a curse. I see this as a blessing, where one door opens, multiple more are opening. And also, it's just giving us additional income and a bigger team and multiple ways to leverage, ultimately to build more freedom for all of us. And guys, if you're interested in finding out more about this, I want you to head to partnerwithbrent.com, fill out the form, schedule a call with our team. We'll see what you have to say. And if we feel like we're a great fit, we might even invite you into the tribe. Hopefully this video was helpful for you.